Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into the upcoming weather patterns, and there's so much to talk about. We have some truly impressive low pressure systems crossing the nation, and one of them is shaping up to be one of the strongest I've seen for this time of year. This system is going to bring a wide range of significant weather impacts, and there's definitely a lot of severe weather potential associated with it. Over the coming weeks, we're expecting multiple rounds of severe weather, especially for the central and eastern United States. So if you live in those areas, you'll want to stay tuned for what's coming. One of the most notable things about this system is the potential for a major snowstorm, if not a full-on blizzard across parts of the plains and Midwest. We're already seeing some models hint at significant snowfall accumulations. And with the strength of this low, it's not hard to imagine some extreme winter weather conditions. There's even a possibility of some snowfall for the eastern states. But if you've been following along with us over the past few days, you know that we're heading into a predominantly warm pattern. In fact, it looks like the majority, if not almost all, of March is going to stay warmer than average, which will make it pretty tough for any meaningful snowfall to develop in the east. Still, we'll keep an eye on those possibilities and address them as they arise. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. All right, starting with the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we're seeing a clear pattern of below average temperatures in the western United States. This cold air mass stretches all the way up into Alaska. And this setup is what we call a negative Pacific North American pattern, or negative PNA. When cold air dominates the western seaboard like this, it forces warm air to surge into the central and eastern parts of the country. This kind of pattern looks like it's going to stick around for most, if not all, of March. So if you're in the east, you should prepare for warmer than average conditions over the next several weeks. In terms of precipitation, we're also seeing some interesting trends. The west is expected to deal with far above average precipitation as a series of powerful storms move onshore. These low pressure systems will cross the Rockies and then typically ricochet northward, creating cold fronts and triggering severe weather events as they travel east. That's why areas underneath the track of these systems, especially parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes, are going to see a lot of precipitation. In contrast, Texas and Oklahoma are expected to remain drier overall, even though there will likely still be some scattered severe weather events and thunderstorms in that region. The lack of direct low pressure tracks through that area is what's keeping precipitation below average there. Looking ahead to the 8 to 14 day outlook, the pattern remains largely the same. Cold air stays anchored out west, continuing that negative PNA setup, which keeps warmer air pushing into the eastern states. This warm pattern looks like it'll last well into the second half of March, extending through the 22nd. Precipitation will remain above average in the west and much of the east, while the south central U.S. stays drier. By the time we approach the end of March or the start of April, these patterns seem locked in with no significant changes on the horizon. Now, let's take a step back and look at how the past week has played out. Over the last 7 days, we've seen cooler than normal conditions across the southwest, which has helped push warmer than normal temperatures in the Rockies plains and even parts of the Midwest. There's been a brief period of cooler conditions in the east, but that's about to change in a big way. In just a few days, we're expecting a major flip toward much warmer temperatures, and that warm up is likely to stick around for a while. So when we look at the European weather model, it becomes clear that things are about to get very active. Around March 12th and 13th, a powerful storm system begins developing over the west before moving eastward across the Rockies and into the plains. By March 14th, this low pressure system intensifies dramatically, potentially dropping into the 960s in terms of millibar pressure. That's incredibly low for this time of year. We're talking about a pressure level you'd expect to see in a strong hurricane. So with a low this intense, we can expect significant snowfall across the Rockies and northern plains, along with the potential for blizzard conditions due to strong winds. As this system continues eastward, severe weather becomes a major concern. We're already seeing indications of significant severe weather outbreak developing on March 14th and 15th, with states like Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois likely to see the most intense storms. Tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail are all possible. So this is definitely an event to watch closely. The active pattern doesn't end there. By March 18th and 19th, another strong low pressure system is expected to develop, bringing more severe weather and heavy snowfall. This system, while not quite as intense as the first one, still has the potential to cause widespread impacts across the central and eastern U.S. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. As we look ahead, the weather pattern for the next week is shaping up to be incredibly active. Right now, the storm in the southeast is going to keep bringing showers, thunderstorms, and flooding concerns through today and into tomorrow. By Tuesday, we'll get a brief break from the action across much of the country. But that calm won't last long. Late Tuesday into Wednesday, a new storm system will make its way into Southern California, bringing heavy rain and some snowfall to the higher elevations. This is just the beginning of what's going to be a very busy week. As we move into Wednesday, that storm system will push eastward over the Rockies and into the southern plains. While this particular system won't be the most intense of the week, it still carries the risk of isolated severe weather, mainly across the lower Mississippi River Valley. Thunderstorms could pack a punch, so it's something we'll be keeping a close watch on. Then we hit Thursday, and this is where things start to get serious. Late Thursday into Friday, we're anticipating the development of a massive and incredibly powerful storm system over the Rockies. And when I say massive, I'm not exaggerating. This storm has the potential to become one of the most intense weather events we've seen in the month of March, well, and possibly one of the strongest systems we've seen in the last 5 years based on barometric pressure. What makes this storm so concerning is how all the pieces are coming together. We're going to see a negatively tilted trough, which is a key indicator of severe weather potential. On top of that, there will be a huge surge of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, combined with incredibly strong low, the mid-level wind stretching across the Midwest and lower Mississippi River Valley. When you have this much energy and moisture in the atmosphere, the potential for severe weather, including damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes, increases dramatically. And it's not just severe weather we're talking about. On the backside of the storm, cold air wrapping around the low pressure system will create blizzard conditions across parts of the northern and central plains. We're talking about heavy snow combined with intense winds, leading to whiteout conditions and dangerous travel. As we move into the weekend, the storm system will continue its march eastward. By Sunday and Monday, we'll see the strong jet stream continuing to pull moisture from the Gulf, which could lead to even more flooding risks, especially across the Appalachian Mountains and into parts of Pennsylvania and New York. The potential for heavy rain and flooding will stretch from the southeast all the way up the East Coast. But before we get too far ahead, let's circle back to the most immediate threat, that huge storm developing late this week. By Thursday night, we're expecting winds to start cranking up across the central and northern plains. Ahead of the low pressure system, we'll see a massive pull of warm, moist air from the Gulf, setting the stage for what could be a significant severe weather outbreak. By Friday morning, the low pressure system is forecasted to deepen even further, potentially reaching 974 MB, which is incredibly low. Just for context, the powerful storm that broke barometric pressure records in the Midwest a few days ago bottomed out at 979 MB. And this one could be even stronger. As the storm intensifies, we'll see heavy snowfall on the western and northern sides of the system, especially over the Rockies. If you're a skier, you're in luck. Conditions are going to be fantastic heading into the weekend. But for those outside the mountains, this storm's tight isobars, those lines you see on weather maps that indicate pressure, we're going to see incredibly strong wind gusts. By Friday afternoon, those winds will ramp up even more, with gusts potentially reaching 70 mph across parts of the central and southern plains. That's a serious wind event, and it's going to make travel incredibly difficult. Combine those winds with thunderstorms, and we could see a legitimate tornado outbreak. I don't use that term lightly, but the setup here is looking more and more favorable for widespread severe weather, including the potential for strong, long-track tornadoes. At the same time, the blizzard threat on the backside of this storm will continue to grow. Parts of the northern plains could see more than a foot of snow by the end of the week, with strong winds creating whiteout conditions and making travel nearly impossible. As if that wasn't enough, the combination of dry air and high winds across west and central Texas will also create a significant fire risk on Thursday and Friday. So we're not just talking about one type of extreme weather here. This storm is bringing everything to the table. This is shaping up to be one of the most intense weather weeks we've seen in a long time, and I'll be here keeping you updated every step of the way. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily updates. We've got a lot to cover, and I'll be breaking down all the latest data as it comes in. Stay safe out there, everyone. This is going to be a wild week, and I'll see you in the next update.